The basketball universe lit up with surprise when news dropped that Angel Reese, the electrifying rookie from the Chicago Sky, had been benched. The unexpected move sent shockwaves through fans, analysts, and even those who only casually follow the game.
But there are so many great players in this league that have deserved this for a really, really long time, and luckily it's come.
This wasn't just a routine lineup adjustment. It was a jolt that threatened to rewrite the Angel Reese narrative and shake the very core of the Chicago Sky's identity. With 23 double-doubles in her rookie season, Reese wasn't just playing the game, she was owning it. Her dominance on the boards turned her into a rebounding machine. Her name became synonymous with the franchise, her jerseys sold out, and her highlight reels ruled social media. She brought fire, flair, and fearlessness, until the unthinkable happened. New head coach Tyler Marsh made a stunning call. Reese's role was being reshaped. And the twist? She wasn't just benched, she was replaced by another rookie, Kamilla Cardoso. It felt less like a lineup change, and more like a basketball identity heist. But it was Reese's next move, or her silence, that shook the WNBA to its core. Now, everyone's asking the same question. Is this the fall of Angel Reese, or the start of a legendary comeback?
Everything last year was a blur. I don't remember anything. Everything happened so fast. I think we reported, the draft was like April 15th, and I was at training camp like April 28th, 29th. So it was quick, it was fast, and it was just a blur of everything. So I really don't remember much of that, but I do know that I do feel really good mentally coming in a great spirit, and this team is just, I'm just super excited to showcase with this team.
Let's rewind for a moment to grasp just how seismic this moment truly is. Angel Reese didn't just enter the WNBA in 2024. She stormed in, carrying a chip on her shoulder and a rebounding intensity that felt almost primal. Averaging 13.1 points and 13.1 rebounds per game, she didn't just clean the glass, she owned it. Her jaw-dropping 19-rebound performance wasn't an outlier. It was proof of her ferocious will. Every board she grabbed looked like a personal statement, a silent dare to anyone in her way. Fans didn't just admire her, they rallied behind her. With every dive for a loose ball, every scrap in the paint, Reese lit up the court with unrelenting hustle and raw fire. She wasn't simply playing basketball, she was making it her battlefield. Her Bayou swagger and unapologetic presence transformed her into more than a rising star. She became a cultural lightning rod. Social media couldn't get enough. Her highlights went viral, her jersey sales soared, and chants of Angel echoed through arenas. She wasn't just the future of the Chicago Sky. She was the moment. And believe it or not, that was only the beginning.
I have great teammates. I have a great support system. I got my hometown. I got my family that stands up for me. I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times.
Enter Tyler Marsh, the new head coach with one mission: transform the Chicago Sky into true contenders. But Marsh didn't just tweak the game plan, he turned it inside out. In his first bold move, he made a statement that rattled the foundation of the franchise. The offense would no longer orbit around Angel Reese's bruising post play. Instead, the keys were handed to Kamilla Cardoso, a towering 6 feet 7 inches Brazilian rookie with a silky touch and sky-high potential. Cardoso, who had yet to log meaningful WNBA minutes, was suddenly the focal point of Marsh's vision. The offense would now flow through her post-ups, her footwork, her finishing finesse. Meanwhile, Reese was pushed into unfamiliar territory. She was told to stretch the floor, step into mid-range shots, and operate like a modern stretch four, a role that didn't align with her strengths that IT showed. Reese had shot just 39.1% from the field last season, mostly near the rim. Asking her to drift farther out felt less like a calculated evolution and more like setting her up to fail. For fans and analysts alike, the move sparked one burning question. Was Marsh building a new system or dismantling a rising star?
And there's Angel Reese, who's the older sister of Julian Reese of the Maryland Terrapins at this time last.
And just when it seemed the situation couldn't spiral any further, it did. Angel Reese's reaction, or rather her silence, sent the basketball world into full-blown meltdown mode. The moment the news broke, social media detonated. Shock turned into outrage as fans flooded timelines with disbelief and fury. They're sabotaging her legacy, one post thundered. This is a hit job to erase Angel before she claims the double-double crown, another claimed. Accusations came fast and furious: favoritism, branding politics, even betrayal. To her fiercely loyal fanbase, this wasn't strategy, it was sabotage. They saw the benching not as a basketball decision, but a calculated attempt to dim the brightest star the Sky had. Adding insult to injury, the team's official statement barely mentioned Reese. Instead, it celebrated Cardoso's potential and statistical efficiency. as if the face of the franchise had already been quietly ushered out. It wasn't just tone deaf, it was a PR fiasco. And through it all, Reese said nothing. No tweet, no statement, no interview, just silence. The kind that speaks volumes. The kind that fuels a storm. And just when the dust seemed ready to settle, something happened that no one saw coming. She didn't show. Not for a single drill. Not for the team photo. Not even for the press conference. Angel Reese vanished, ghosted the entire Chicago Sky organization, and in doing so made the loudest statement of her career without saying a single word. Her absence wasn't just a skipped workout, it felt like a protest in plain sight. A defiant silence that left everyone guessing. Was she rejecting Marsh's vision for the team? Nursing an injury, physical or emotional? Or was this a carefully calculated power play to force the Sky into a corner? No one knew. But the speculation exploded. To some fans, she was a hero, a bold, unyielding force standing up for herself against a coach trying to rewrite her game. A silent rebellion. A queen refusing to be moved. To others, it was unprofessional. Irresponsible. They saw it as a red flag. A second-year player dodging accountability at a critical moment in her young career. Whatever the truth was, one thing was clear. Angel Reese wasn't just making headlines anymore. She was writing her own saga, one no one could predict.
I don't remember anything. Everything happened so fast. I remember, I think we reported, the draft was like April 15th and I was at training camp like April 28th, 29th. So it was quick, it was fast, and it was just a blur of everything. So I really don't remember much of that, but I do know that I do feel really good mentally coming in a great spirit. And this team is I'm just super excited to showcase with this team.
Julie Poe of the Chicago Sun-Times confirmed what fans had feared. Angel Reese hadn't shown up for a single team activity. No practices, no meetings, no communication. Coaches were left guessing. Teammates were in the dark. In a league where every player claws for their place, Reese's vanishing act at such a pivotal moment felt like a high-stakes gamble that could make or break her future. But here's what they're not saying. This wasn't just about basketball. This was about identity, about legacy, about the growing tension between a player's brand and a coach's vision. Reese wasn't drafted to be a floor spacer or a three-point threat. She was brought in to control the paint with ferocity and flair. Her rebounding wasn't just statistically elite. It was personal. It was how she made her name, how she built her brand, her game, her swagger, her very presence on the court. All of it was rooted in that physical, punishing dominance inside. Now that identity was under threat. And whether this was a protest or a pivot, one thing was clear. Angel Reese wasn't just fighting for her role. She was fighting for who she was.
That Angel Reese acted like she wanted to win an Oscar. I got nothing against any of these women's basketball players. They're all super talented. But if we're going to talk about them, we have to talk about them like we talk about any other sport, like the NBA. When we see a guy flop, we call it out. Angel Reese flopped on that play.
Every rebound Angel Reese hauled in was more than just a stat. It was a statement, a declaration that she was undeniable. Her grit, her grind, her refusal to be outworked turned her into both a fan favorite and a marketing powerhouse. Her jersey sales stood toe-to-toe with veteran superstars. Her social media following? Unmatched among rookies, magnetic, unapologetic, and everywhere. But Coach Marsh's new system threatened to unravel all of that by pulling her away from the rim, her kingdom, and asking her to live in the mid-range. The Sky weren't just changing her role, they were trying to rewrite her identity. And for what? A system that ignored the very thing that made her special. Reese's 39.1% shooting last season was already a vulnerability, and most of those came from close-range, high-effort finishes. Now, she was being asked to launch jumpers she hadn't yet mastered, to develop finesse on the fly, without the mechanics or footwork that take years to build. To some, it looked like development. To others, it looked a lot like sabotage.
Clearly saying that the commissioner needs to be fired. Let's calm down for the reason why. Because the Chicago Sky have to play the Indiana Fever 5 times. They're in the same conference and they're located geographically closest together. Every team that plays each other 5 times in the league, because there's 44 games, there's not an even amount of games. Every team that plays each other 5 times plays each other 5 times to the conference closest geographically.
Here's where the story takes a stunning turn. While Angel Reese remained MIA, Camila Cardoso was everywhere. The Sky's other rookie didn't just step into the spotlight, she owned it. She showed up to camp ready, locking down the post in practice, stringing together highlight reel plays, and making it clear she wasn't here to wait her turn. A recent clip of Cardoso battling with her Brazilian national teammates went viral. Fluid footwork, efficient finishing, soft touch around the rim. No second chance shots, no wasted movement. She didn't just fit Marsh's system, she embodied it. Smooth, versatile, efficient. Everything Marsh wanted, all wrapped in a 6 feet 7 inches package of poise and promise. This wasn't just a lineup change. This was a rebrand. The Sky weren't easing Cardoso in. They were rolling her out as the future. A new face, a new identity, a new era. And the timing? Fans weren't buying the coincidence. They're replacing Angel with Camila like she's an upgrade. One fan tweeted. Others went further, calling it a betrayal. The franchise choosing untapped potential over proven production, flash over fire. But it gets better, or worse, depending on your loyalty. Because when you stack Reese and Cardoso side by side, the contrast isn't just noticeable, it's impossible to ignore. Angel Reese brings something you can't teach. Hustle, heart, and an intensity that electrifies every possession. Her rebounding is her superpower, a relentless force that fuels the Sky. But when it comes to offense, the cracks start to show. Her footwork can be clumsy, her shot selection hesitant, and her efficiency leaves much to be desired. Last season, she often needed multiple tries just to finish a layup, a frustrating sight for teammates waiting for the ball on the perimeter. Camila Cardoso, meanwhile, is the blueprint for the modern WNBA big. Her length lets her finish through contact with ease. Her efficiency makes her a consistent threat, and her untapped potential has coaches drooling. While Reese's brand is built on charisma and raw hustle, Cardoso's game is all about precision and execution. On paper, the Sky's shift toward Cardoso makes perfect sense. But for Reese and her fans, it's a gut punch, a challenge not just to her role, but to her very identity. And here's the kicker. This saga isn't just about basketball. It's about the future of the franchise, and who the Sky truly believe can lead them there. Which brings us to one of the most revealing moments yet. Reese's response to a reporter's question during a post-game press conference.
Last year, you made a powerful statement saying the reason people are watching women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of you too. A year later, do you feel like you're
Next question.
Yeah, we'll move on. Thank you.
Last season, Angel Reese made waves with a bold declaration. The reason people tune into women's basketball isn't just one star. It's me too. That line became her anthem, a badge of pride that reverberated through the sports world. She backed it up with relentless hustle, undeniable presence, and a confidence that couldn't be shaken. But this season, when a reporter reminded her of that iconic quote and asked if she still felt the same, Reese shut it down cold, with just 2 words. Next question. The room froze. Reporters exchanged uneasy glances. Even the PR team looked caught off guard. This wasn't deflection, it was a retreat. For the first time, Reese seemed unsure, not just about her role, but about her place in the league. And here's the kicker. You won't believe how this story ends. That moment exploded online, dissected endlessly by fans and analysts alike, sparking debates, doubts, and wild speculation.
With USA Today again. Caitlin, can you tell us at the end of the game what happened? There's a lot blown up on Twitter about Angel Reese following you around, pointing to her ring finger and taunting you.
Honestly, I have no idea. I was just trying to get to the handshake line and shake hands and, be grateful that my team was in that position. That's all you can do is, hold your head high, be proud of what you did, and, all the credit in the world to LSU. They were tremendous. They deserve it. They had a tremendous season. Kim Mulkey coached them so well. She's one of the best basketball coaches of all time, and it shows. And she only said really kind things to me in the handshake line, so I'm very grateful for that too. But honestly, I have no idea, and I was just trying to, spend the last few moments on the court with, especially the 5 people that I've started 93 games with, and relishing every second of that.